So I tell all my B'nai Mitzvah students that the only way to begin a speech in a synagogue is Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. For the past 3 Wednesdays, around 20 of us in the congregation, some of whom are here tonight, I'm pleased to say, have gathered to explore This Is Real and You're Completely Unprepared, the now classic book by the San Francisco Rabbi Alan Liu, Zichrono Livracha. The book's subtitle, The Days of Awe as a Journey of Transformation, sparked intrigue, interest, but mostly it has exposed the great challenge inherent in trying on transformation. We began our book club as a way to train for the high holidays, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which start this Wednesday evening. I call it training because approaching Rosh Hashanah without training our hearts and our intentions would not only render the holiday ineffective, but could also feel pretty disheartening. Those themes of awe and God and the book of life might sound like familiar Jewish concepts, but they often remain poorly understood. Tzarich iyun. It needs further investigation. The Jewish calendar provides us with a month-long period for this investigative training, the month of Elul. At the end of Elul, we observe Slichot, a late-night service where we engage in meditative prayers focused on Teshuvah, which I'll go into in more depth soon. But let me first invite you to attend Slichot services tomorrow night. Here at Emanu-El, in addition to a contemplative prayer service, we'll be ceremonially transitioning the Torah covers from their traditional or year-round colorful garments to their finest high holiday whites. We'll do this all the while enjoying mint tea and pastries as advertised. 11 p.m. is an unusual time to come to synagogue. But then again, Slichot prayers, penitential prayers centering on forgiveness and sorrow, are themselves unusual. Okay, back to Teshuvah. Teshuvah, which literally means return or repeat, invites us to return repeatedly to the core of who we are. And this is why it's often translated as forgiveness. Like mindfulness meditation, Teshuvah is not a one-time event. You can't win at Teshuvah. It's a cyclical practice, reminding us that our awareness of our circumstances is both circular and continuous. I can almost hear some yoga instructor reminding me to come back to your breath, notice your distracting thoughts, thank them, and return to your breath again and again and again. Many times I've surrendered the illusion that I could achieve a perfect state of mindfulness. Alan Liu in his book captures this experience beautifully when he writes, quote, "A mindful awareness of our circumstances often makes things seem worse and not better." In the practice of mindfulness, though we may try to avoid it, the truth is that we might actually find heartbreak or inadequacy. As he writes, Alan Liu says, quote, "Heartbreak is precisely the feeling that we have done our best, we have given it all, our all, and it hasn't been enough." Once we face this sense of brokenness as a waypoint in the cycle of Teshuvah, we can begin to cultivate a deeper awareness and integration in our lives. There's even a science to this. The cardiologist Herbert Benson discovered what he coined the relaxation response, which shows that the precise moment that you become aware of your wandering mind and decide to return to your breath, that's the precise moment that neural pathways and the ability to return again is strengthened. I want to share a story that's found in the book, attributed to the Baal Shem Tov, a renowned Jewish mystic from Eastern Europe in the 1700s. The story's about a competition to determine who would blow the shofar for him on Rosh Hashanah. To be chosen, one had to master not only the shofar blasts, but also an elaborate system of kavanot, secret prayers meant to direct the blasts into the divine heavens. One hopeful shofar blower had practiced diligently for years, but when it was his turn to perform in front of the Baal Shem Tov, he froze, unable to remember any of the kavanot, not to mention his inability to make even a peep come out of his shofar. Overcome with despair and regret, this person began to weep and tremble. in front of the Baal Shem Tov. After a few moments, the Baal Shem Tov spoke. "All right," he said, "you're hired." Confused, the man said through tears, "But I failed the test completely. Why would you want me to blow the shofar?" The Baal Shem Tov replied with a story in a story. "In the palace of the Eternal," the story goes, "there are many secret chambers, each needing its own key. But there is one key that unlocks them all, and that key is the broken heart. For as it says in Psalms, God is closest to the brokenhearted." The cycle of teshuvah unfolds when we release self-judgment and recognize that what we seek is already within us. It's about living with our broken hearts, not without. In this week's Parsha, Nitzavim Vayelech, we're reminded that our capacity for teshuvah, for a constant knowing and reminder of who we are, is built into the fabric of our being. As it is written in the Torah portion, "This instruction that I enjoin upon you this day is not too baffling for you, nor is it beyond reach. It is not in the heavens, neither is it beyond the sea. No, the thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart, for you to observe." I'd like to close the way Alan Liu closed his chapter on Slichot. This is real. This is very real. This is absolutely inescapable, and we are utterly unprepared. And we have nothing to offer but each other and our broken hearts, and that will be enough. Shabbat Shalom.